Yo, Peculiar Lefty here. Figured I'd do a video on the recent EU referendum. We lost. It's the long and short of it. We may well be leaving the EU soon. There's still a chance that we won't. There's always a chance that the government will choose to ignore the results of the referendum. But there's also a pretty solid chance they might not, because we don't know who the Prime Minister is going to be now. It could be Michael Gove, could be Boris Johnson. Chances are it will be someone who is in favour of leaving the EU, in which case the government is likely to go with the referendum results. So what can we expect in the next year and going forward? So first of all, sorry if this video isn't quite as focused as mine usually are. I'm not working from a script at the moment. It's just, I'm just making this up as I go. But anyway, first thing we can expect, things are going to get better before they get, no, things are going to get worse before they get better, if they get better. All right, the economy is going to have trouble, and certain people are going to exploit these economic problems, namely the far right. They are going to try and recruit. They are going to use the economics hardship that will be hitting particularly disadvantaged communities, but it's going to hit all over, but particularly in areas that have been shat on quite a lot already, and particularly groups of people who've been shat on quite a lot already. And groups like Britain First, the EDL, National Action, people like that are going to try and recruit people in the white working class. They're going to try and convince the public that they can blame their problems on, immigration, on cultural Marxism, whatever. We need to counter that. It's not enough to be out in the streets physically shutting down the far right, although that is very, very important, and major respect to all the Antifas doing that at the moment. We also need to get information out there to propagandise, to make sure that people know the truth of the matter and that they're well informed. We need to convince people to come over to our side, because we can turn this to our advantage. Now that we're out of the EU, Tory austerity is going to hit a lot harder, because we're not going to have the EU funding going to areas that have been receiving a lot of EU funding, which means the contradictions of capitalism are sharpening. That means there will be a corresponding increase in anti-Tory, anti-austerity, and anti-capitalist sentiment. We have to capitalise on that. We have to try and build some kind of basis for a mass movement. That's going to be our major task in the coming years, whether or not we leave the EU, really, but especially if we do, because it's going to be tough for a while. Yeah, those are basically my thoughts on it. Also, if the Remain people could stop acting like everybody who voted to leave is some kind of racist idiot, that'd be great. That kind of patronising, condescending, elitist attitude really doesn't help, and may well be one of the reasons why we lost in the first place. So cut that shit out. Yeah, I will be making another video at some point soon, trying to step up my rate of production in that regard. But till then, see ya.